Hi everybody, Russ of MyAmaz11. Hope you are all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you're made aware anytime we put new content on. As always, I'd like to thank channel sponsors Untitled. Check them out in the description below. Today's guests, well, I'm really enjoying his stuff at the moment with the Hammers Fans United channel. It's only been started since December, isn't it, Martin? December he started. Yeah, it's really good, really cool, and it's nice. And it's always good. It's always good to, I mean, I don't talk like an elder statesman, but I've only been doing it for like 9 months. But I love seeing new stuff. Like, your channel, you got Jake's channel, Ben's channel. Oh, it's great, man. How are we, Martin? How you doing, man?
I'm very well. Seriously, I'm very well.
Good.
Can I tell you why I'm very well?
Why are you very well, man?
Have you seen the Jack Grealish video I done?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously, for someone like me, that it's got 8,000 views since yesterday, so it's literally blown up, and the comments are, it's funny as hell. So if I'm gonna plug myself, I would say just go and watch the Jack Grealish video, and you will love it. 100%. Yeah. So no, I'm good. I'm really good actually.
And I think, and that's something about sort of everything at the moment. I mean, West Ham, we're all buzzy at the moment. Why have I slipped back down like I'm chatting? We're all like really buzzy at the moment. Obviously, we had the Villa game, and obviously before then we'd had like 3 or 4 really crap days from like the Sunday, the transfer window day, and then we're all buzzy again now. And then, as you said, like something like that goes, and it's like when West Ham Clips puts his videos out and all that stuff. And I think it's nice. I think it's good, man. There's a real vibe around West Ham at the moment.
Yeah, it's going back to the Villa game. That I'll be honest with you, like I was a bit apprehensive because I'm thinking off the back of the Liverpool game and Villa, I rate them highly. I was a bit worried, but wow, just wow. That's all I've got to say for that. That was, lovely. It
was one of those games where it's like, it was funny because I was interviewing, I was actually doing an interview at the same time. So I was interviewing someone while I was trying to do the game. And at the end, I just gave up really towards the end because it was like, it was getting really excited. Yeah, it was really tricky.
2-1, I thought, you know what, if anyone scores, they're gonna score again. So man, like credit to the team to get that 3rd goal. Even though I think the keeper should have saved that one, but I'm not complaining.
No, I agree. I think he was because I mean Martinez is such a strong goalkeeper, and he's been a couple of goals. I think he could have let them. He could have done better in my opinion.
Even the Lingard, both of them actually. But the 3rd one definitely, but the 2nd one I think he should have done better. But like I said, thank you very much.
Exactly. And I think it's all part of the plan, isn't it? It's because he's like, former Arsenal, doesn't want to see Tottenham be the top team in London.
I'm loving that Tottenham situation. I really am.
It's funny. We had one of the live streams the other day, we had it must have been a Tottenham fan because he was like, "Oh, you lot, pipe down, get ready for your cup final on the 22nd." Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "Oh, come on, let us have it." You lot were like, 2-3 months ago, you were going to win the league.
Yeah,
exactly. So just shut up. Just let us have it. Come on, we had 40 odd years
with a 94th minute screamer.
Oh, exactly. I love it. It's so funny. I just think it's nice for a change. It's just nice for a change to be looking up rather than looking down.
Exactly.
It's a different mindset. I'm still haven't got my head around it. This sort of mindset in terms of, not looking behind us, and when the transfer window that came in, everyone's like, "Oh, we need a striker." It's not like we need a striker to score goals to keep us up, like we did last year, and we was like scrubbing around for Suchek.
Desperate buy,
like exactly like Big Sam's doing. It's literally just buying anyone. So it's weird. It is weird, but and this will go out after the Fulham game probably. So hopefully we'd have beaten Fulham.
Yeah. Once again, they've got some dangerous players, and I'm not underestimating them. But if we turn up, we will beat them. If we turn up, but this season, obviously, this is crazy. Look at Liverpool, man. Like Brighton and Burnley at home, they've lost it. So we've got to come with the same quality. But I think Lingard, that spark has been very infectious on the squad, and I think we could definitely have another 3 points.
Definitely, and I think the great thing about Lingard is it's not just him on the pitch, because his energy was just infectious from the first minute, but it's off the pitch afterwards. It's the Instagram, just the Twitter. I know we all criticize it, we have criticised it, but now he's doing it for us. It's different. Do you know?
And
what
the thing is, sorry to cut you, but I've only joined Instagram in the last month when I've made the channel or whatever, and I'm not a social media person. So even now, like, I don't see. I know that's what's thrown at him. So, but I touched on that in my last video, just saying like, I think he's got a lot of energy, and I think that's he's released his social media and stuff like that. And I think he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. So
yeah, he is. And I think he just bounces, and it's like, I think it's the shot in the arm we needed, because, you know, coming to the second half of the season, we've done well. We've had a bit of a dip. He's come in like, you know, an excited puppy.
Yeah.
That's basically how I see him. And
No, exactly that. And he's feeling the love, I think. He obviously he worked with Moyes for a short period.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that West Brom and who else wanted him? West Brom and Newcastle. I'm thinking, no chance, mate. You understand? Like, I knew that, like, once we're in for him, like, he's not going to go to those two teams. No way.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad.
And that's the thing. I mean, you know, for me, I just think, and actually, you think about in the situation we're in now. I mean, if we were in the situation of West Brom or something like that, there's no way in hell we would have got Lingard in.
No.
So no, it's all sort of, it all plays into it. And as you said, I think, you know, good result against Fulham. Hopefully, you know, we're not egging our face, but just in case. Oh, just in case. Oh, it was a good draw. Oh, we lost. There we go. I've done all three now. Then obviously the big game's the Man United game, isn't it? That's the big game. That's the season-defining game for us.
You know what? It's funny that you said it, because I don't know what questions you're going to. I know, like, the team, like, but I would just say to you, one memory that really kind of was, I didn't take too well, was the FA Cup final against Liverpool, man. It was like heartbreaking. And you know, from the get-go, even during the game, when you remember when Scaloni kicked it out, because I'm thinking, why would you not kick it off much further down? He kicked it off, like, you understand, and Liverpool, they took advantage of it. I mean, it's a great goal, but he could have kicked that ball off all the way down the other end. He just tapped it off. You understand? Yeah. And they didn't show no mercy. They just attacked. Yeah. So that was one game that, oh gosh. But that was a great final, like a real FA Cup final, man.
And it's still one of those games that everyone looks back on, you know, not just West Ham and Liverpool fans, but, you know, in general, as one of the best FA Cup final. And so, you know, I'm proud by the fact that, you know, that's still one of the best games.
And we were massive underdogs going into that game.
We were. Yeah. And people forget now, you know, the fact it was that obviously we played them just before, and obviously Hayden Mullins has got sent off, and Louis Garcia, and I think that was our downfall, really, because Mullins was absolutely mustard that season.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it's just one of those things. But this year's different. This year will be different.
This is and the thing is look, City, we got a draw. Liverpool, the first game when we lost 2-1, I don't think we deserve to lose that game. No. So there's no reason why that we couldn't get a win against Man United. Definitely not this season. Like we're at it this season.
Totally. I think there's one. I think, you know, this season, this team, I would fancy any of us against anyone in a one-match game.
Yes.
You know, one-off game. You know, like a cup game. You know, I'd fancy us against Liverpool again. You know, I think we didn't do well. You know, Chelsea would fancy us again. You know, I think, you know, Man United. You know, to be honest, we should have beaten them earlier in the season.
Oh my God! Like, the thing is, that ball, like, I'm thinking if there's any element of doubt, then you have to give us the throw. And you understand, like, and that goal obviously was a catalyst for them to then go on and win the game. And it was just, I didn't like that, man. Like, for me, it's out. You understand? And if there's any doubt, then you just say, you know what, it's a throw-in. But they always side with a bigger clubs, it seems to me.
It is, but now we're a bigger club, so it's all right now.
We're up there.
We're up there. It was like yesterday. I was doing a live thing, and it was a Chelsea Tottenham game, and I was like, I think there's a game in the lower half of the table. Let me just check. I don't really pay much attention to the relegation battle. Let's have a look. Okay,
you know, can I just change the subject quickly? You remember the quiz last Thursday?
Yeah.
I couldn't get in, and I answered some of those questions rapid. You know, like, I'm talking about, I'm thinking I would have won something. I couldn't get in. Every week,
man. Every week we do that quiz. Every lunchtime.
There, the penalties, the four, like, who scored, like, boom, I had that, like, literally.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's always. I've learned from people moaning at me that it's got to be, you've got to have have the actual game on your phone and watch the YouTube on another device. It's really tricky to get in and get out.
No,
but
I've got 2 phones, so yeah. I'm
see, look at you, gangster. You got 2 phones. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't get in.
But, no worries. Come back.
Oh, can I just ask you, what is Untuck It? What is that?
Untuck It, a clothing brand, and they're designed to be worn untucked. So they're shirts.
Sportswear, or is it just general
wear? General wear. A lot of football players are there, but I don't say who they are. But they got a lot of football ambassadors and famous people. Yeah, they're good, man. Untuck It. They got some great. They do great t-shirts. They're so soft. I've got one on there. But yeah, they're very, very good, and they do.
After the video, I've heard you say it. But I'm gonna go and check them out.
That's the idea, Martin.
I will do, definitely, 100%. As you can see, I've got this on, but you sent me an email saying I have to wear short socks, shin pads, and boots. I've got all that on as well.
Yeah, you got the full kit. Yeah, the full kit. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So Mike, why? Obviously, Hammers Fans United. What started you guys starting your own channel? What was you must have thought of it?
So basically, me and Davey, who's also on the channel, not as much as me, we run our own football development center / academy. Like, we've been coaching football for years. So that's called DBXL. So we've got a channel up there, and when I sort of taught myself how to edit, I started editing the videos on that channel. Then one day I was thinking, obviously a lot of our subscribers are kids that we work with and stuff like that. So
sure.
I was thinking, you know what, like, obviously I'm passionate about West Ham, and I'm passionate about the editing and the YouTube and that. So I was thinking, you know what, maybe a West Ham channel as well. And then it's funny because the next day, Davey messaged me or he phoned me and he said, "Oh, have you ever thought about like doing a West?" As soon as he said that, I thought, you know what, if I was thinking it, I know he's also said it.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. Yeah, so that's why I've done it. Yeah,
that's good, and it's nice when you do it with your mates, I'd imagine, as well.
Yeah. I mean, we don't, obviously, because of these times here, it's like, even like he does the instant match reaction and he just has to just send them to me and then I'll just, so. But yeah, and I don't know if you've seen our pundits' predictions, because the DBXL collectively, there's 4 of us which are the pundits. So we make predictions for the games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just hoping as the channel grows, I can sort of get those guys on there as well. And it'll be West Ham, obviously, but yeah, somehow get them on there as well. So it's not just me.
But one of them's Millwall, isn't it? So
yeah. So it's funny because he's only like 21. He played football for me with one of my sons. Like I was his manager, and then he got into the coaching, so he coaches with us. So yeah, and he's a really good guy. And if you've seen, he makes some really good predictions. But yeah, he's Millwall. Yeah, so yeah, your expression is Millwall, isn't it?
He's Millwall though, isn't it? Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong. We get loads. I mean, honestly, like this channel, so we get messages all the time from, I don't know, West Ham, not just West Ham fans, but Tottenham fans, Chelsea, Liverpool. They all watch it because we're such a unique bunch of fans.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why there's so many different YouTube channels for West Ham fans compared to Southampton or someone like that, for example.
The thing is, I've always, since I was young, it's always seemed to be that West Ham's always like people's second team. Like everyone sort of, well, unless you're Tottenham, but everyone seems to like West Ham like as their second team. So yeah, I think that's probably why the channels are quite popular as well, because obviously there's something about West Ham. Yeah,
and there's always something to talk about. That's the thing. Yeah. That's more of a case, in that there's, as I said, like I mean, Southampton, probably a bad example of Southampton. They just lost 9-0 again, but like a standard team in the middle of the Premier League who aren't doing much. You can't really talk much about them. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace. You don't see so many of them. In fact, they all come on this bloody channel because they were giving all that before the Palace game. They've got to be quiet since then.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah, exactly. That was
performance, man.
That was amazing, wasn't it? That was amazing.
1-0 down. I think it's hard to come back from an early goal. And in the Premier League, generally, there's not much. Teams don't come back and win. Like the percentage is quite low. So yeah, that was West Ham is doing.
Just
Wonderful.
it's just a fantastic season, and it's great. Obviously, as you said, with everything else that's gone in the world, I don't think I could have coped with a traditional West Ham season on top of everything else.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean that, like, because West Ham's because I do the coaching, which is the weekends, and then I manage on Sunday. I don't get to go, but I love West Ham, and I used to take their performances like really, really bad, and watching it like screaming at the TV, but calm down a bit. And this season I've not really had much. You understand? Like lockdown, and then West Ham having a West Ham season would have been not good.
No, it's just typical, isn't it? The other flip side is that they're playing so well, and there's no bugger to watch them really. So
I think
it's just,
and you know what? I think it's definitely hasn't hindered us as a team. I mean, financially, but I think we know what the home fans are like. Like, they get onto them, and I think they're playing with more freedom, and obviously we want the fans back, but I think that it hasn't harmed West Ham. I don't think on the pitch.
No, I think the fans would be more than happy to not see him at all this season. Again, if it means that we qualify for Europe, or we we win a cup or something like that. So
you know what, Europe, because it would realistically it'd be Europa League, and I don't know, but I would love to win the FA Cup. Like,
I think everyone would, wouldn't they? I think everyone would. I think it's 41 years since the last time we won the FA Cup, and I think it's well due. And it's the best time there's any, best time as any. We can prioritise the cup really. So again, that hasn't been a situation we've had that before either. Really, the last time was probably 2006. Really, because we were quite comfortable that season. But we'll see what happens. Right, you mentioned West Ham. We know the shirt. We know you love West Ham. But why West Ham, Martin?
Right. I think my story will be different from most fans because I'm from South-West London. I'm not from... So really, I shouldn't even support West. Do you understand? Like, And when I started supporting West Ham, which was... my elder brother, all I can remember was I was about 2 or 3. And he said, "You're West Ham." That's what he said. Like, so I don't know why he supported West Ham, and at that time, we wasn't. I know we won the World Cup, but other than that, you understand, like, West Ham wasn't that team. So I don't know. So I remember my brother saying to me, West Ham, and I loved football as a kid, and I mean, like, no, I didn't have no football influences, but I just loved football, and I grew up on Putney Vale Estate, which is where Wimbledon used to train. So I used to go by myself when I was old enough, and like, watch them training and try and impress them. And so I used to see Vinnie Jones. So really, I should support Wimbledon. But on that little estate, nobody supported Wimbledon. It was either Liverpool or Chelsea.
Sure, yeah.
So at school, I used to get it off. Like, it was, like I said, it's West Ham. And I'm very strong-minded. And I think that made me stick with them. Where people, So like I said, I'm from South-West London, so nowhere near West Ham at all. And I'm like probably not like your average West Ham fan as to how did you get into West Ham.
But that's half the battle, isn't it? As you said, it's you've hardened yourself because of that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm like, nah. Yeah, I got it at primary school. People, West Ham is rubbish, and then when I went to secondary school, there was only one boy in my year, Matthew Spice. He used to go a lot to the games as well, and he was West Ham. I don't know many, and so for me and Davey to come together as coach, and then him also be Davey's from Fulham, so for him to be West Ham, it's quite unique.
It is, but you get it. But we get it all the time. We've had like over 260 odd people we've interviewed or something ridiculous like that, and we've interviewed guys who are, I know, based in Chicago or India or Australia, and they say they go down the same path. Is that they wanted to pick a team. I think it was Justin from Chicago. He was like, I wanted to pick a team that hasn't won anything. Yeah. Because same as the Cubs hadn't won the World Series for 150 years or something. And I picked West Ham. And and because of that, you sort of have this sort of appreciation of enjoy. And I think that's why other people like us, as you said, like their second team, because we've been hardened by the fact that we haven't won bugger all for 41 years, really. And we've just, even now we're at 38 points. Literally people going 2 points to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like 2 points to go. 38 points. Come on, it's like.
It's been our mentality, and rightly so. And I said that in a video maybe two would go like, listen, like this season, like we're looking down and we're not involved, and you understand, like, and that was after 19 games. Imagine that, knowing that we're not that, and it takes us normally about at least 25 to 28 games to so like David Moyes is doing fantastic, man.
He is, and I think it's the whole team. It is the backroom staff. It's just like you look at them, and like there's just. I mean, I still go to the game, so obviously I'm watching. I listen to the backroom staff quite a bit. You can hear them obviously from the top of the stadium because there's no one there, and they are always talking. They're always shouting. They're always in community. It's a really busy bench.
Yeah,
and it just that energy permeates onto the team. That no doubt in terms of that. And I think old Nolan and Piercy and Phelan and Billows,
big strong characters as well, man. So obviously we know Pierce has been a manager as well, so it's to have that as like sort of the coaching team rather. Like it's a strong team. And I understand that at that level, you need a team. It's not about just the coach. Obviously, he's the face of it, but you need a strong team. And man, credit to them.
Definitely. That's. I mean, we had a little. I can't remember what channel I was talking on, and they were talking about this team compared to the last season at the bowling team. Who was better? And this team's so much better. So much better, in my opinion.
Can you just? I know, like we had Bonner, we had Reed centre back, we had Creswell. Who was right back then?
I think Carl Jenkinson was there for a bit. Tompkins played there for a little while as well, if I remember correctly.
I know we had Pyatt that season, obviously. Midfield was Noble.
Yeah.
Who else?
We had
the main team, like the starting team.
Czech.
Lanzini was playing a lot then, wasn't he?
Lanzini was playing a lot. Keito's playing quite a bit.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yep, and then obviously you had Antonio was more of a winger then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You had Andy Carroll. You had Sacco.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good team. You had Adrian in goal.
This team's.
But I don't think it's because individually. I think it's as a collective. I think to all intensive purposes, last season was brilliant, but it was Pyatt and the others.
Yeah, Pyatt is. I mean, I don't want to give away too much in my team, but Pyatt was different gravy. Like
he was.
Yeah, and he once again he had a big influence on the team and performances, and he was uplifting. And but I think overall this team is better than that one. I reckon. Yeah,
it's a better team.
I think we got momentum in that season, and knowing that we was leaving home, and I think that kind of, and even that last game is that to beat Man United, you understand, and I think it was a lot of the fans and the crowd, the energy sort of got us over the line. So I think this is a better team this season. Yeah, no,
I agree. And I just think as long as if they were playing each other, as long as you have no free kicks within about 30 yards for Pyatt, we'd have been all right. This team would be all right. Right.
Wait. Who's the goalie?
Adrian.
No, Fabianski's better than Adrian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely. Right. Okay. Let's go on. Let's talk about the Hammers 11. So obviously everyone we have on the channel, bar Harry Redknapp, Nigel Coker, and Ian Bishop, have picked an 11. So the idea being is you pick the players that you're around to. So you can pick whoever you want, man. But the only rule is you have to be alive to have seen them play.
No,
otherwise, we'd have all put Bobby Moore. Put Bobby Moore on our team.
I've checked your original video, so I know. I know. Yeah.
So that's what we do. So otherwise, if not, it'd be probably the same bloody team because you'd go, you'd be Bobby Moore and Brookin and Bonds, but you and me were never around to, despite my boyish looks, I wasn't around to see Bobby Moore play.
I have to second that.
So let's start in goal, Mike. Who be in goal for the Martin 11?
Right. I would say this. The 1985-86 season was a season for me where I kind of West Ham, this team, and I remember we had a school, obviously primary school, I don't know, an assignment or something. It was like you've got to name what you like, what you dislike, and I remember I put on there I like things I like was Mark Ward, Tony Cottee, Frank McAvoy. I loved West Ham. You understand?
Yeah.
So I love your format as well. That because I was thinking, oh shit, who do I pick? And then I was thinking of a 4-4-2. And normally I wouldn't, but when I watched your video and said, I thought, you know, perfect, good. So yeah, so that will be. I didn't want to heavily influence for that team because then it's a bit too predictable. But that's the team for me initially as a West Ham fan. Okay, right, yeah, I love. You understand?
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know who my goalkeeper is.
Yeah.
Phil Parkes.
The big man.
Yeah, the big man. And I mean, my dad had long, thick hair, and I remember Phil Parkes, the hair, and I used to see like obviously like the Panini stickers, and you understand, like it was like yeah. So he's the first sort of goalkeeper of, you understand, and to be respectful, I can't think of any sort of West Ham goalkeepers that we can say, you know what, he is world class, and so I've got to go with Phil Parkes because he's the first goalkeeper of West Ham that I knew, and West Ham in that season, it was the two scouting teams that beat us to the league. So he played a major part in that, and you know he's won the FA Cup and stuff like that with us. So I'm going Phil Parkes, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously it was his. Yeah, I mean during lockdown he turned 70. Phil Parkes did in the summer. Mental, isn't it? Massive, absolutely. And then he had the sort of the hair, and that was another foot on top, really, weren't it? To be fair. Yeah. But yeah, top guy, top bloke. Right, let's put Parkes in. Let's go left back then. Who should we have left back then, Martin?
Right, left back. Now, if you remember, the first time I came across your channel was when you had this player on the channel, and I commented like he's a legend. Yeah. Scored a lot of goals for a fullback, hard man, and yeah, I remember him scoring some screamers as well. I don't know what else to say about him, but he had 2 spells with us. I was gutted when he left the first time, like bitter, like you, and then he came back. So I think, you know, my left back, because like I said, he gets goals as well, which I like, and he's a tough man, and he was like, like everything that you needed in the left back and some because of the goals. I'm going with Julian
George McCartney. What? Sorry, Julian Dixie. Sorry,
Julian
Dixie. Yeah. He was just like, I don't know. I mean, you know, we've interviewed him. We've spoken to a lot of people who have picked him in their team. He's just, for some people, and myself, he was an idol, isn't it? And
no, definitely,
just an incredible person, incredible player. One of those players who, a little bit like how people are seeing, like, you know, we like rave about Declan Rice, don't we, as a fan base, and everyone outside of West Ham go, oh, I don't see it. Dixie was the same type of player, I think. You know, we were raving about him as in our little group, so to speak, and outside I thought he was just a fug, wasn't it? Just thought it was a yob and would get sent off, but now he's had a wonderful left foot. He scored my first ever goal I saw at Upton Park as well, which was
by Julian Dixie.
Yeah, one of his Julian Thunderbolt, 35 yarders. Remember it so well. Ridiculous. And when I told him that, he went, I scored 2 that day, Russ. I know you scored 2 that day. I'm just saying the first one. I remember the first one. But yeah, right. I've put Julian in. Right back. Let's go right back then.
Right. So this guy, he was another member of the 85-86 season. He spent 10, 11 years at West Ham. Also scored a lot of goals. And like I said, naturally, I just love football and with no influences. So West Ham, they had an influence on me as a footballer. And this guy, I started out as a right back. And I would say a lot of this is down to, you understand, this guy, I thought growing up that right backs, that's what they do. They score goals. They defend, but they score goals because he scored goals. So, my right back is Ray Stewart.
The Tonks, good old Ray.
I'm looking at, obviously, like I said, your format is very unique. So my fullbacks, they score goals as well as do their job defensively. So
yeah. And they're like thinking about it now, because obviously we interview lots of people, and like even like Julian in his day and Ray, they're like modern day fullbacks, I'd say, because they were, as you said, they got forward quite a lot, and they set up goals. And like nowadays, you said, the fullbacks aren't really defenders; they're more like auxiliary wingers. And and very much the same with him. I mean, look at how much Soufal comes forward now, and how many assists Cresswell's got, and stuff like that. It's key part. Yeah, no, I do. His crest is
as a winger,
amazing.
I love him, and I've been championing him to play further forward for a long time. But yeah, I like him. Ray Stewart, like I said, he was a big influence on me to feel, you know what, right back. And everybody wants to be a striker. And when I was younger, it was like I loved playing, as a right back. So yeah, like he was a big influence. Yeah, definitely.
He's a top man, Ray is. Lovely guy as well, and still loves the club, and they all do really. Everyone I've interviewed loves the club. Right, let's go centre half. So you should first centre half.
Obviously, I'm mixing it up. I don't want to go all 85, 86 seasons. So my first centre back he came through the West Ham system. He went on to have an amazing career. Cultured, Rolls Royce is how he's been described as a footballer. Yeah. People used to say that we look the same. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. He's just he's a different mold of centre back, and there wasn't many like him. Good on the ball, calm, fast, can read the game, very authoritative. And like I said, we couldn't offer him what he needed, especially when we got relegated, and obviously he went to this club. And then when he finally went to his club, and he deserves that. And you can't begrudge people trophies, and we couldn't match his ambition, obviously. No, other than that, I think West Ham would just be keeping all of their players because of the way we are as a club. But I think it's pretty obvious. My right centre back, I'll call him, is that man, Rio Ferdinand. The man
is Rio. Yeah.
100%.
And I totally get what you mean. Yeah, we just, it's one of those things we just didn't match his ambition. But it was that whole sort of genre of that whole generation, wasn't it? It was frustrating because I think if you'd had one or two of them at a time, I think you'd have built a team around them, and they all came along at the same time, wasn't it? And it was like we couldn't match their ambition. Like now it's different. Now we've got one in the team, really, and it's all about him, really. So there it was like they couldn't all share the limelight at the same time as well. Do you know what I mean? And it was but I mean, as you said, he went on to have an incredible career, and arguably he might not have had that career if he stayed at West Ham.
Yeah, and arguably he mightn't have had that career if he didn't come through at West Ham. So
very true.
But I mean, you can't begrudge someone ambition, and you definitely and you understand he left respectfully, and so
he did. He did. Yeah, exactly. And I think he's that sort of crop. For some reason, I think Rio's still like a West Ham boy. Do you know what I mean? I still see him, maybe because of Anton as well, and I just see him.
Harry Redknapp's influence on him as well. So I think deep down they're West Ham.
Definitely. I mean, I know Anton is for sure. He's like proper hardened. Right, okay, we'll put Rio in. Who's he going to partner then, Martin?
Who's my left centre back? Right.
Indeed.
Now, I've changed it up a bit. This guy is. I said initially. Now I used to play FIFA Ultimate Team, right? And some of the kids that I used to coach, they told me about, look, you play matches, you get coins, and you can buy who you want. So I found this guy in the deep depths of Italian football playing for Torino. He didn't have any chemistry with none of my players, but he was fast, he was strong, and he done the job for me. Then he ended up eventually at West Ham. Now, in every video I say he's my friend. I love this guy. I really, really love him. I rate him highly, like really highly. And I think I'm looking at it from a managerial point of view. I think those two playing together would be phenomenal, and I genuinely believe it. Now, like you said, Bobby Moore, I never watched. So, but Bonner's been at the club 5 or 6. I've just said it. Angelo. He's been at the club 5 or 6 years. So it's not like he's just had one. No, man, he's been there, and I've said this as well. I genuinely believe that if he stays just a few more seasons, he will go down as a club legend. I rate him so highly. Like I really like him. And I know now he's getting the respect, but I've been saying from day one that no, this guy. So Angelo Bonner alongside Rio Ferdinand with Ray Stewart and Julian Dix.
It's tasty, man. That's tasty.
I
think with Bonner as well. I think someone said it the other day, and then I sort of took me back, and I sat there and thought about it. They said that Bonner, they rated Bonner as arguably our greatest centre back in the last 20 years. See? And actually, you go, really? But you think back, you go, you're probably right.
Someone on the channel said him as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we've had 260 people. You're not exclusive. Don't worry. But they said it was probably the best right centre back they've seen in the club for at least 20 years. And actually, you think, Rio before after Rio's time, Winnie Reid maybe. I just think I think you're probably right.
And I've said before that when he does have to venture out into left back to cover. He knows how to defend as a left back as well as a centre back, and not every centre back can do that. Like some of them, yes, they know between the 18-yard area they can defend strikers, but when it comes to tricky wingers, he knows how to adapt straight away. Okay, now, so you understand? So him and Ferdinand, I really believe would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, it'd be great. That'd be good. A good one for Ultimate Team, definitely. Yeah. Right, let's go into midfield then. Let's go left midfield.
Because obviously it's 4-4-2. I think. Yeah. Actually, no. It's just my right-sided. He's maybe not a right. Anyway, right. So my left midfielder. Now, bear in mind you've got a solid back line, so you can afford a flair player. This player was a revelation for West Ham. He was won the World Cup. He was Real Madrid and Barcelona was looking at him when he was at West Ham. He left the club, and I think what I've heard, it was for personal reasons. So I don't think it was necessarily So, and he's gone back to where he came from. So it's not like he was, angling for a move away. So sometimes we don't know everything, and I would have loved for him to have been at the club in this season because he's still fairly young. And seen and at the same level he was at when he was with us, and just seeing how he would have done his team, because yes, we've got Ben Rahman now, but we were sort of crying out for someone on that side, and this guy potentially, if he would have stayed at West Ham, you never know. That man, Dimitri Payet.
Exactly.
What a player. Like seriously, is I think he had his best ever season or season and a half at West Ham. He hasn't been the same player back at Marseille.
No.
And he was not that player before he came to West Ham. So West Ham was good for Dimitri Payet, and I think Dimitri Payet was definitely good for West Ham.
It just worked. That season just worked, didn't it? That season. I mean, I think the second season he was all right, but that season it just worked. Right manager, right star player. Obviously everything around the last season, the chemistry between the manager and the player, it just worked, and it doesn't very often do that at West Ham, as you said. Getting a player in their prime, to coin an Ultimate Team phrase. But he was in there. He was in his prime. And that never happens at West Ham. Usually, it's usually I call it a bookend club. So you either get him in like Rio, and then he buggers off and becomes really good, or you get him like Teddy Sheringham, and they're good, but they're at the end of their career.
Freddie Ljungberg, and
I mean, it's loads.
West Ham.
Typical West Ham, but it was like bang on,
Or they get injured, like Kieran.
Or they get injured, or you buy them when they're and then that's it. They're useless. But I mean, Payet was just he was a magician, wasn't he? He was phenomenal, a phenomenal player.
When Barca and Real was interested, I remember speaking to, I can't remember, and I was saying, look, if they bid for him, I would go ahead. Same thing with Real. Like, come on, man, that's Barcelona and Real Madrid, and I would have had no qualms of him going. No. Come on, man, you can't turn down those clubs. But what a player, seriously, and
just brilliant.
That's brilliant. Definitely my left midfielder, because you do need that bit of flair and creativity. You have
definitely. Definitely. Who's going to go on the other wing then,
right,
Martin? Who's going to go to right?
With that being said about flair and creativity, that's why I was going to go with Devonshire, but I thought, you know what? Let me change it up a bit, and like I said, the flair, the creativity, the genius. Now, all of those attributes, I believe, was when he was at West Ham. When he left West Ham, I think that some of that was stifled and knocked out of his game. He came through once again through the system. I remember hearing about this guy, and then I watched the Youth Cup final, and I see him do a Rabona like on the half volley, and I thought
he did Rabonas before Rabonas were a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Half volley, and I was saying to everybody, this kid is like Zidane, and I mean, like my eldest son who's 24, I kept saying to him, Joe Cole. The same way my brother said to me, West Ham, I said to him, Joe Cole, like, and you're like, oh, I've just said his name. Like,
we know it's Joe Cole, right? Don't worry, it's not.
Like I said, I know he's not a right midfielder, but of course he could play there.
Oh, he's fine.
I'm picking the Joe Cole that came through at West Ham, and the player that we let express himself and do his thing. That's the Joe Cole that's going in my team, because, like I said, with him and Pyatt on the two flanks, we've got that creativity, we've got the flair, and the rest of my team is more sort of workmanlike and well, but those two are the two flair players that I think would work well collectively in this team. So Joe Cole, like, I loved Joe Cole, like, and like I said, watching him at Chelsea, I was disappointed that all he seemed to do was that little one step. It wasn't like the Joe Cole that I sort of
I know what you mean.
It wasn't. He wasn't the same player. I know he went on and won trophies and that, but he could have been. I just think he could have been a world-class showman, and I don't think he was that at Chelsea. I really don't, and that's unfortunate. And I think a lot of the academies do that with kids as well. Like, they bring in a player for his flair and his skill and then they go, and then it's just like the beat him and cross. Do you understand? Like, and I think Joe Cole was he was similar, like, where they just knocked out the natural talent out of him.
Yeah, but, and I agree. I think he is. It's just like he was, and I think I was watching a podcast he was doing with Tom Davis, and he spoke about himself in the third person, but basically said he was like, he was a street footballer.
Yeah,
he was always a street footballer, and so in terms, if that's the case, then Joe Cole was the most Joe Cole when he was at West Ham.
Exactly, 100%.
Vis-a-vis. So he's a top. Yeah, and as you said, he was just. I think also, nowadays, even more so, you don't get that sort of free role player anymore now. And that's when he thrived, when he just said, just go and
play. And
be Joe
obviously
Cole.
A lot of that sometimes it was actually from the right, but it was more central. But he definitely can play on the right. Yeah. The West Ham Joe Cole could play anywhere. So he's in the right midfield.
Sounds good. Right, okay, we'll put Joey on the right, Pyatt on the left. First central midfielder there, Martin.
I think when I say one of them, you're going to know who the other one is, because now the centre-backs, obviously, I'm looking at a partnership. The midfield, I'm looking at a partnership, and the two strikers will also be a partnership. So, who do I pick first? You know who this is going to be. Right, okay, another one. Came through at West Ham. He's young. I rate this guy so much, and it's been a long time since we can say, listen, he's one of our own. Like, it's been a very long time, and I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think his potential is massive. I've said in a DBXL video where we was picking our ultimate team, I said that I put Makelele in the starting team, but I had him on the bench. We only had 3 subs, and the Millwall one was like, he was laughing, and I said, listen, I feel that this was maybe 6 months, but almost as good as not Makelele. Did I say Makelele? Kante, sorry.
Yeah.
I said, but now he's a better player than N'Golo Kante. He's got much more to his game. He's faster than him. He's stronger than him. He's bigger than him. He's got more to his game than Kante. And I rate Kante, but even Kante's best season at Leicester, this player, when he reaches his prime, he's going to be way above that, because he's got much more to his game than Kante. So, obviously, you know it is. It's that man. It's Declan Rice. Like,
it's the man.
100%. Like, and like I said, I like your format because, people might be, if it was just at 11, like, people, you can't put him in there, 8 minute, like, 10, whatever. So I like your format, and because of that,
I'm very loose with it. But the idea being is, someone like Deck, I totally agree with what you're saying. He's proper. We have just scraped the surface. I'm pretty sure we've just scraped the surface with this boy.
Definitely.
To play over 100 times for the club, to captain. I think people forget how young he is. You know what I mean? It's like, I've interviewed people like Neil Mellor, for example. Neil Mellor was breaking into the Liverpool team at the age of 20, and that was sort of the average for that era. Deck had already played like 60 odd times for the club and was a captain a few times. It's mental when you think of it, how young he actually is, and you don't even assume it is the case. That's the thing.
He's doing it in the Premier League as a young player. Like, he's come in and playing in that position where he does have the defensive responsibility as well. I just like the fact that, like I said, he's very calm on the ball. He knows how to get out of trouble, and he's got long passes, he's got short passes. He's fast, man. Like, he's very fast as well. And I said in one of the games where I can't remember who scored past us, and I said, look, I think it was where Rice got it in the box and he tried to turn out and he lost it and then they scored. I'm saying, like, you can't criticize him for that, because when he does it the other 99 times, we love that he can get out of trouble. And I think he tried to do it rather than just put his foot through it. I can't remember what game it was. And they scored. But like I said, I definitely didn't give him no criticism, because, like, I love the fact that he's very calm under pressure, man. So his shooting is really good as well. Like, he can hit the ball as well. And that's another thing. Kante can't shoot. So this guy, he's already better than N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, and he's trying to develop his game as well, isn't he? So he's trying to do this knuckleball, it seems, free kick at the moment. He keeps trying to do it, and so he's developing it. But I like that, even at the age of, a relatively established Premier League player, which he is now, which is mental. I think he's only in early 20s, but he's looking to develop his game, and I think that's brilliant. That just shows you're always looking to learn and always taking on. And I love the fact that he respects probably your next pick as well so much that when he goes on the pitch, he literally gives him
exactly.
It literally, like the other day, he ran after him to put his armband on, and he actually left himself wide open. Anyway, but he might not be. Anyway. So this, like the other game. Anyway, the other day. So when Mark Noble comes on the pitch, for example, right, and he gives. Okay, it's not him. Okay, don't worry. I just saw he's a parent as well. Anyway, so he gives him the handbag. But he runs after him, and literally to also his detriment. As I said, that Palace game. I think it's the Palace game where he ran after him so much so.
And the game was going on.
The game was going on. It's like, just fucking don't worry, man. You're the Right. Okay, Declan. Who's the other one then? You tell us who the other one is.
So
it's not Mark Noble.
Be Noble.
I thought because I thought you were talking about pairing, and I thought Noble, but I know who you mean now.
Yeah, now you know. But just before I say this, I would like to say that I fully respect Declan Rice for Chelsea. Obviously, are interested in. He came. He was there as a kid. He's best friends with Mason Mount. He knew how much Lampard wanted him, and not once did he kick up a fuss. You understand? So I fully respect that. So that's that aside, and that's another reason why he's very loyal. So he's a West Ham. I respect Mark Noble. My player's not Mark Noble. I do respect him. I respect that he's West Ham through and through. And now he's obviously he's on the decline, and we all know that. So, but no, like I said, no, I'm looking at this partnership, and they work so well together. This guy gets from centre back, he's winning headers, and midfield he's winning headers, and up front he's winning. Like, this guy is, and obviously I name him Super whatever because this guy is ludicrous, and I love the fact that none of us knew nothing about this guy.
No.
He's obviously had his comparisons initially of Fellaini, David Moyes, and that, and this guy is nowhere near Fellaini. They're completely different in how they play the game.
Yeah.
I think this guy is immense, and in this day and age, he is a top midfielder that could probably play in most teams. And
easily.
Midfielder that scores goals, he can defend, and he's got everything to his game. So, and he plays alongside Declan Rice. So obviously, my second centre midfielder is Thomas Souček, aka Superček. That is my
Superček.
Yeah, Superček and Declan Rice in the middle.
The Czech Patrick Vieira, the man himself.
This guy is, come on, like seven. He got 7 or 8 goals. 7. No.
I want to say 8. We'll check. I think it's 8, but yeah.
Right. What did you think of that finish against Palace?
Against
Villa. The finish.
Brilliant. Because that's not how we tend to see Thomas Souček score.
What a goal! Like,
a lot of it is just headers, isn't it? A lot of it is headers or coming late into the box.
Then, he scores a lot of instinctive goals as well. Like, the ball would come and he would somehow adjust, make sure it don't hit his hand, like against Brighton. It came off dunk, and then normally that puts a play. He still managed to get it on target. The one against Everton where the ball gets fizzed in, takes a deflection, and he's just reacted like for a big guy, his reactions are crazy. And that finish was, like I said, Lingard was from a similar play, but the keeper should have saved it. That one, he bent it, curled it, and I didn't fault the keeper for that one. That was wow.
Exactly.
So, this guy,
8 goals. 8 goals he's got.
8 Premier League goals. This guy, him and Declan Rice as a partnership is ridiculous. And
it is.
Yeah, and I know that obviously there's people like Lampard, Noble, Scott Parker, but this is my team. And Declan Rice. You
can pick who you want, man. That's the idea.
They are making me once again really proud to be a Hammer. Like these two are, they're so good, man. And because of your format, I get to choose my team, and that's them. They're in there.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I think you're totally right with Souček, because he's got 8 goals. I'm just looking at the stats now. 8 goals. He's got the most shots as well in our team this season as well. 39 shots. So there you go.
This is a defensive or midfielder.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and look what he brings to us defensively. So adding the goals to that is even if he didn't score for us, we would rate him highly.
Yeah.
But he's getting goals as well. Like, I have to put him in.
He's brilliant. Yeah, it's a great shout. Great shout. Right, who's going to be up front? Who's your first striker then?
Right.
Mate?
I'm not going to be as descriptive about these two because I used maybe match of the day, but obviously now like we can watch more football now. But these two are both from the 1985-86 season. They scored a bag of goals. They were a partnership. Now, I know I've got to leave out the Canio and who else is the striker? Dean Ashton. But I'm picking these because, like I said, in my school report, where it was, as well as Montwood, these two went down. Like these was like heroes to me. They was. Oh. What the?
I'm back. Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, there you are. I was about to phone you.
Sorry. Carry on. Yes.
Right.
That's right. That's the beauty of technology. Just carry on chatting.
I was about to ring you like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah, like these two was I was always seeing their names as well as flipping Gary Lineker. But yeah, these two was always scoring. It was both of them or at least one of them. So and like I said to you, I'm going, especially as the centre back, centre mid, and centre forward. I'm going with a partnership. So I know I've got to leave out Dean Ashton. I've got to leave out Paulo Di Canio. Give me some more strikers that I'm missing.
Tevez.
Oh my god, yeah.
Jonathan Caleri.
Right.
Diego Tristan.
Marco Bugas.
Marco Bugas.
He's in his caravan somewhere. No, so these two. Naturally and on the eye, they're not as good as your Tevez's and your Di Canios. But that season there, which for me, like I said, it was a season that I remember. They was just like they was like West Ham heroes. So yeah, I would say, can I say both of them at the same time?
Of course you can. We know where they are anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Tony Cottee and Frank McAvenny. Like yeah. I know McAvenny didn't spend a lot of time at West Ham, and Cottee obviously spent a lot more years at West Ham. But like I said, this team is I'm going on that partnership, and that partnership, like you got your York and your Coles, and in football you don't get a lot of partnerships, and they clearly were a partnership. So yeah, I've got to pick those two. They was literally, I'll say it again, like even though like I said I was like, it's because of the goals and that, like they was like heroes to me, like. Yeah, they really was like heroes, and obviously they was part of the team that finished like our best ever finish in the top division. So yeah, man, Frank McAvenny and Tony Cottee. That's man.
And you're right. No, I mean they don't have. I mean, I was talking about this with an ex-player the other day. Actually, we was talking about like having sort of those striking pairs, and you don't have them anymore now in football. It's always usually a 3 or 1, like Antonio, and it's like there's something about that, it's like when we used to have Andy Carroll, and you'd always thought it was him and maybe Chicharito. That could have been like an amazing could have been. Dean Ashton and Craig Bellamy could have been, but they just kept on getting. Obviously, Dino was injured all the time, so it's a shame. Because I think there's something special. You said York and Cole. That's probably the last. I'd say probably the last one.
Yeah, because who else can you think of? Like, because
I can think of his Sutton and Shearer. That's the only thing I can think of. Sutton and Shearer, like back when they won the in the eight when they won the Premier League.
That's what I'm saying, and it's very rare. And yeah, so that stood out to me because, like I said, it's when you're growing up, that's the norm. So Ray Stewart, a right back that scores goals, for me, that's it's almost the norm. So these two was like, that's what strikers do. There's two of them, they work together, they score goals, and obviously that's not not the norm. So yeah, because of that, like that's my team. That's good. Yeah, and I'm happy with that team, man. And I think in this day and age, that team would be an all-round very good team.
Definitely do a job, Mark. Definitely do a job, man. It's been lovely chatting to you. We figured it out, didn't we? All the technical difficulties, we got there eventually.
At the end, I've literally picked up my phone, like, let me bring him that.
Yeah, that's it, man. And as I said, anyone watching, go and check Hammers Fans United. As I said, Martin's he's got a great little video up with a comedy thing with Jack Grealish, which is quite funny. Is it 8,000? Brilliant.
8,000, and yes, I done the voiceover. And I've done it in one take as well. And
one take.
He's never been a voice that I've actually tried to do it. He's literally on the spot. I've done it. So I would, please, like, go and watch that video. The video is hilarious. And for me to say that, I genuinely like, and you get Villa fans in the comments saying, look, we're Villa fans, but this is hilarious. Like, it's funny, man. It's
good. It's all good, man. So go and give him some love, and obviously from myself and from Martin, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get your jabs.
Thanks for having me.
Come on, you irons, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Pleasure, man. Take care, everyone.